Hello, my Sagittarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Path of True Love reading for April 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional wish, professional intuitive, and very, very happy to be serving you this fine day. April 1st is when I'm recording it. Don't know when you're watching it, but wishing you the very best of the month. Let's get down to business. This is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what does not. Check your other signs. I'm trying to keep them all under like 40-ish minutes. Some are 42, some are 32. It depends on the cards that hit the table and how much needs explaining, as well as what the divine wants to say through me, right? Spiritual teacher that I am. If you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and feel free to comment in the comment section below, because I like to know what people get out of this stuff as I go along. This is a Path of True Love reading, which is all about your path, your spiritual path, your healing path, your warrior's path, your hero's journey through your relationships, because that is where our lessons are usually delivered, through our relationships. Tribal, familial, relational, romantic, twin flame, soulmate, all that jazz. But keep in mind, this reading is about you. This time around, because of what we're going through on planet Earth with the social distancing and the sheltering in place, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just not going to be talking about it that much. So you can find that elsewhere. This time around, this is about being your own soulmate, the mate of your own soul. And the soulmate contract is really about helping each other heal. So how you can help you heal you. Mating with your own soul, your own eternal divine nature. Becoming true love, therefore being a better soulmate to whoever else you are in relationship with, whether that is a romantic soulmate, familial, soul family, soul group, whatever you want to call it. You with me? All the decks that I read are in the description box at the bottom. Go look, because there's some other cool stuff that I always put in my description box for you all. But we're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype deck to get you one soul pattern, one soul archetype contract kind of sort of thingy, shadow and light, so you can see where you are tuning into in terms of lead to gold, what alchemy you have to deal with within yourself, possibly within the collective as well, as we are clearing so much individually for the planet at large. Holographic reality that this is. Cool, cool. Last thing, most important, please breathe. Breath is spirit, inspiration and respiration. You get me? So I'm going to focus on my breath as I do this. If you do the same, we'll both be tuning to the same source. Me to bring through the guidance, the grace, what the divine wants to say through me, you, so that you can really feel what resonates and what doesn't. Cool. Thought you'd like that. We're all in this together, so let's co-create a reading, shall we? Nice deep breath. Oh, here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card, a Caroline Myss archetype card, to help the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, focus on what it is that they need to alchemize within themselves, what they need to bring from toxicity to health, from lead to gold, from shadow to light, on the path of true love for April 2020. There we go. Let's see what you got. Now, there are only 10 cards in this spread, so each one of them should pack a punch, and this one particularly does. It's the priest, and I would add priestess. They just didn't put the word priestess on there. The priest archetype, one of the divine family of archetypes, and that does not surprise me for Sagittarius. Sagittarius is 9th house, which is about expansion and often spirituality. The shadow attribute of the priest, priestess, we already know, but we'll say it anyway, violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Now, if you're not serving in that function in your own spiritual community in any way, shape, or form, then really it can be about the spiritual ego, right? Judging yourself, judging others according to what they do or do not do, what they know or do not know. Just be aware of that, because the ego just learns the spiritual language and uses it against us. So the light attribute facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy, which I know a lot of people are tuning to in this time of isolation, of lockdown, right? It's like we're all in our monasteries, in our own homes, right? Carolyn May says that we are mystics without monasteries. Well, it looks like our homes have become our monasteries, our ashrams, our sacred spaces. And as a witch, honey, I've been living that way for a long time, decades, right? So very, very cool. Let's see what the angels have to say about that with the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. Please breathe. Oh, my angels, my celestials, please, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs on the path of true love for April 2020. Please, what is it that they can work with the angels? The Healing with the Angels Oracle. What is the Healing with the Angels going on for them on the path of true love for April 2020? The Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, so they can become their own soul mates, the mates of their soul. The Soulmate card. Ding, 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 ding. Now, here's the thing. Soulmate is a particular kind of contract. So is Twin Flame. This is the Soulmate card. There is no Twin Flame card in this deck. Just wasn't printed that way. So usually, I would say in a reading like this would mean that there is a soul contract afoot, written into the divine plan, the script of your life for this month. But keep in mind, that can be if you are sheltering in place with someone else and you are helping each other heal. If it is a satisfying, symbiotic, sympathetic, kind of smoother relationship, then that is definitely a soulmate contract. Otherwise, this is really about you mating with your own soul, that through your channeling of spiritual energy, right, through your facilitating spiritual commitments, perhaps within your own self, right? Facilitate means to make simple, facile from the French, to simplify, to make simple, to facilitate a spiritual commitment within your own self, and whether that's, you know, through a spiritual practice, through meditation, through just practicing kindness and mindfulness with yourself, praying for the world, Reiki, Schmeiki, Eggs, Bakey, whatever works, right? That you really have the access to your own soul right now, to mate with it, to partner with it through the breath, through the blood, through the bone, through your intention. Really very, very lovely. Digging this reading a lot, but we are nowhere near done. We got 8 more cards, and 5 of which are going to be from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Usually I use this deck only to represent the voices of my goddesses, or the divine feminine if you don't like the word goddesses. Who doesn't like the word goddesses? But maybe there are some who do. But this time we are going to work with the divine masculine as well, the voices of the gods. Otherwise I'd have to add another 5 cards, and then we're looking at 20 cards. And I'm trying to keep these readings close to around 30 minutes because of upload times are really long because everybody's on the internet. So let's do this, shall we? Nice deep breath. We're going to give you the element spread: fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Let's get down to it. My gods and my goddesses sacred, please, top 5 cards, top of the deck, element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, for this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign on the path of true love for April 2020. Please put them in perfect order. Fire, what they want; earth, what they have; air, what they think; water, what they feel; spirit, the voice or the point of view of their own souls with which they are mating, so that they may become their own soulmates, the mates of their own soul. On the path of true love for, I hear you, April 2020, please, my gods and my goddesses, sacred maiden, mother, Corone, thank you oh so very much. Let's see what you got. Element of fire, what is it that you desire that will help you mate with your soul? Ooh, the 3 of Pentacles, my favorite card in this deck. The clay woman, she who takes literally the mud, the dirt, the clay beneath her feet, and sculpts it into something beautiful and practical, though it has not been put in the fire yet, right? She's still working the clay, hasn't gone into the kiln yet to become something fixed. No. This is mutable earth, like Virgo. Can you tell I'm a Virgo? Mutable earth, getting the fingers in the clay. So your desire to sort of get to work, right? To kind of like shape and mold and get into it, get your hands dirty, as it were. Now look, I am a gardener, not a farmer, I'm a gardener, and not being able to go out over the next month and get the plants that I want. Hopefully in May I'll be able to do that. It's a little bit of a bummer. I know I could order stuff, and maybe I will. My mom has a company that she works with. I can ask her that. But like, basil and stuff like that. I love getting my hands in it. So this is certainly about creativity. But 3s are also a number of initial completion, right? So it's sort of like in my fridge right now, I have frozen chicken cutlets. I have cans of Italian tomatoes. I've got mozzarella. I've got ricotta. I've got really breadcrumbs, eggs. I have everything I need to make chicken parmesan. Just haven't made it yet, but I have all the constituent ingredients. So this might very much be about wanting to do this sort of spiritual work, but that you want to make sure you have everything that you need to do it. Keep in mind, you will be provided what you need as you go along, but that is a brilliant thing. It's sort of like a tripod. A 3-legged tripod will not wobble, like a 4-legged table will, right? The floor can be off a little bit and it'll wobble. But a 3-legged won't. A 3-legged stool, a 3-legged table won't do that. Okay, perfect distribution of weight. Let's see what's going on in your element of earth, considering you've got earth and fire. What you've got in your earth is the star card, inspiration, guidance, and grace. Your spiritual connection is really high this month, which makes sense. You're a Sagittarius for starters, but also there's not as much static on the channel because we are all being contained, right? So that sometimes the only place to go is in and up, right? If you've binge watched all you can binge watch, right? And you've watched as much news as you can, and you've texted as much as you can, what's left? Well, for Sagittarians, you're always wanting to explore and go further. Mutable fire, that constantly changing desire, expansion, ruled by Jupiter. Why wouldn't you have greater access to your own divine nature, guidance, and grace? And I'm saying that particularly because of this priest archetype with the Healing with the Angels card of Soulmate. Really, the ability to mate with your own soul feels really, really strong. Just make sure that you have everything you need physically in place in order to do that. Now, that's going to vary from person to person, but I know I need water filters, right? Because I drink a lot of water when I go into that kind of work. I know that I need clean bed sheets, right? Because I'm going to probably be in bed for a good chunk of it, and I need clean towels, and I need clean clothes. So sort of getting the physical set, not perfect, but at least everything that I need there so that I can sort of, I hate to say it this way, but let myself go for a period of time, because I can do that for days, if not a whole week. But I am a mystic. What's going on in your element of air? What you thinking? Woo, loyalty. So perhaps loyalty to your soul, loyalty to your spirit, instead of maybe loyalty to the voices of fear in the world, really tuning your mind to the voices of the divine in your own head, which sounds terrifying, but one thing I can tell you for sure, the divine voices I hear never told me to do harm to myself or anybody else. They've told me some things that they said were going to happen. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes what they told me maybe just hasn't happened yet. But that's not new. That is certainly rather ancient in terms of people mentally, prayer and meditation, all of that stuff, the revelations, the visions that you see. I don't keep my visions to myself, Stevie Nicks, but that loyalty, and also thinking about loyalty to yourself, to the divine, to your process, to your soul. What are the loyalties to your soul? Oh, and they just pointed out we got 2 3s. So what it is that you want, part of that may very well be the contemplation of where your ultimate loyalties are. The way I do it, I learned from Ian Van Zant in a book called In the Meantime. God first, then me, then friends and family, then work. Considering that my spiritual practice, God and me, it very much includes my work, I can get a lot done in one day. Well, I am a Virgo, why wouldn't I? Let's see what's in your emotional field. What's going on in your element of water? Oh my God, the 6 of Cups, compassion. So feeling compassion for yourself, compassion to another, compassion for all of life. But what I love about this card, because it's seaside or oceanside, I was actually born in Oceanside, New York, it is that ebb and flow, not of compassion, but some to you, and some to me, and some to you, and some to me. So compassion for yourself allows for healing, allows for forgiveness, and certainly allows you to forgive others. Even if you're not ready to, you can say, you know what? I am willing to forgive. I'm just not there yet. So the divine, I allow them to be forgiven. Forgive them on my behalf, and I'll catch up eventually, right? That giving yourself a break, because sometimes, like I am a student and teacher of Course in Miracles, I can be very stringent as a Virgo with my forgiveness processes, right? And sometimes the child in my heart is just not ready. So I have to have compassion for that child and tell him, honey, you didn't do anything wrong. This is a process. You are where you are. And the truth is, from the fifth dimensional perspective and higher, we've done nothing wrong. This is all a cosmic play. From the point of view of the soul, it's like, are you really going to hold Susan Lucci culpable for the sins of Erica Kane? If you don't know who I'm talking about, you should really Google that shit. Let's move on. What is the card of spirit, the point of view, the voice of your soul? Girl. Which, please? You got the Lover's card. So the soul is saying, yes, there is a decision. The Lover's card is always about a decision, but a life-changing decision. A choice has consequence. A decision has life-changing consequence. So really, with this card of the priest, very, very high divine family archetype, and keeping in mind the mating of the soul, what this very reading is about, then really there are some decisions on the table from you for the point of view of your soul about compassion, about loyalty, and about following your inspiration, and very much needing to have your foundation, your constituent pieces in place. Yeah? Really cool reading. This has been, like, I would say, the most spiritual so far. The Scorpios had the romantic sexual one. So let's get you three more. One from the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. The voices of the Ascended Masters. Those who've already played the game of Planet Earth, have stepped out of the timelines, as it were, are dealing from the eternal, and reach back to help those of us still playing the game that they already played. Older brothers and sisters. That's the way I look at them. And I don't know about y'all, but the ones that I've been connecting with, they're like, there's a lot of pagan Ascended Masters. They're not all Judeo-Christian. I was like, really? And they're like, well, Buddha. I was like, oh yeah, that's not Judeo-Christian. A lot of us. So here we go. Nice deep breath. I mean, I know not my whole audience here is pagan, but I am. So I was like, first of all, I was like, the Ascended Masters of the Great White Brotherhood, first of all, racist, sexist. They're like, we don't call ourselves that. I was like, oh, okay. Sounds like something humans would do, turn of the last century. Here we go. I feel your smirks. My Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity from the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. Of the four suits, the problem, luck, healing, and grace, please, what card will help the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs that they could be aware of on the path of true love for April 2020 to help themselves heal, to be the mate of their own souls, the embodiment of their higher selves, etc. Please, my Ascended Masters. Is that one or two? Is that what? No, it was two. Please send it around again. Please, my Ascended Masters. There we go. Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, path of true love, April 2020. And you got the card of infidelity. Now, let me just, because this card has come up before, if you are dealing with infidelity, literal, right? I don't know that that's going to be the case across the board. Particularly if you're sequestered alone, that may not be the case. But if that is the case, then these are decisions, soulmate decisions about you healing this and taking care of yourself, right? Mating with your own soul, and your soul never cheats on you. But probably what I get, and this is a different take this time around because of the nature of these readings, it's really about being true to yourself. Can you forgive yourself for your past dishonors, right? Fidelity has a lot to do with honor, your honor code. And keep in mind, our honor codes evolve. Our boundaries change as we grow and evolve. For example, I've been saying this a lot lately, don't talk to strangers is a brilliant boundary for a 4-year-old and a fucking nightmare for a 44-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Some of these we outgrow. So to be able to have that compassion for yourself, because there are huge opportunities of spiritual growth here for you, to not hold yourself culpable for the things that you did in the past where you weren't honorable to yourself, where you cheated, maybe on another person, maybe you were cheated on, maybe you hold them responsible for the pain that you're feeling and all of that. It's very possible. But more what I'm feeling here with this spread, I mean, really, if you violated the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role, here's your opportunity to, oh, they just gave me another piece of this, to rectify, to heal this, to have that compassion that had to play it out in order for me to be who I came in to be in this life. It couldn't have gone any other way. But did I violate my own vows? Did I violate my own honor code? Did I violate my vows that I made to my gods? But believe me, they understand that violating vows is something we have to go through in order to break and then heal. It's just how it goes. There's no healing without the breaking. Does that make sense? Who nails it 24/7 every single time? No one does. Even Jesus stumbled. He's a good guy. Even he stumbled. We all make mistakes. We all break our vows sooner or later. But are you willing to pick up the pieces and keep moving forward, considering there is this life-changing decision and perhaps a soulmate contract getting ready to come into your life? And maybe that is a lover thing. It's going to play itself out differently across the quantum field. So how about we get you a healing mantra deck card from Kahn, shall we? To help heal this, to help heal all of this, to help move you forward. Because that Six of Cups, you know, emotional balance. Sixes are about balance. So really that compassion for yourself, that compassion for your others. And by all means, if you did cheat on somebody romantically, sexually, make amends, right? That's just part of it. Do what you would want someone to do for you if you were the one who were cheated on. And if the infidelity was done to you, that you were the one who were cheated on, it's happened to me, then you kind of really have to get that's scripted too, so that you are able to heal on a deeper level than ever before. And nobody said you have to like it, but the only way out is through. So let's get you one of these healing mantra cards, shall we? From the Ascended Masters who brought you the card of infidelity in your Path of True Love reading, let's ask them now. Please, my Ascended Masters, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is their perfect healing mantra for on the Path of True Love for April 2020, please? Ooh, right into my hand it went. For the Sagittarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. Cultivating courage. I don't know if you can see it. It's white ink on a pastel background. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. I don't think you can see that, but there we have that. I'm going to read it in the bookie book, because that's all that's written on the card. Cultivating courage. Here we go. When courage is cultivated, you are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease. All right. So if there is no literal infidelity going on here, there are times when you had the opportunity to have courage and did not, in terms of your own spiritual path, in terms of the path of true love, of you being more loving. It is not the easiest thing to be loving and courageous in this world at this time, let alone in the past, 100 years? Tricky, right? Tricky. The tribal dictate of fear has been really, really hard to rise above and follow your heart. Courage, the French word for the heart. So I feel like this is kind of more about that than the actual romantic sexual fiddly-diddlies going on. Let me, because it does this. Once again, when courage is cultivated, you are aware of your choices and able to pinpoint your most inspired options with accuracy and ease. Such options may not always match up with the things you want, but they will always give you the exact experiences you need to further evolve your soul, which is what this reading is about, being your own soulmate. As you cultivate courage, you are stepping into a new frontier of soul expansion, where life has permission to guide you forward into the fulfillment of your long-awaited destiny. And that's why this is about the hero's journey. The hero is given fate, and they have to take a journey in order to take that fate and alchemize it into destiny rather than suffer their fate. This mantra is ideal for breaking old habits, like not being true to yourself, deepening your focus, and following your heart. Courage, mon ami, courage. Kick ass. Because really, that card of infidelity with that card of soulmate, it just doesn't fit that way for the context of this reading. I mean, I get the intellectual connection. Just feels like womp womp, womp womp, womp. Something's off there. One more card down. A Whisper of Love Oracle card from your higher self, right? The higher self collective. To top this puppy off, then we'll pop up the picture and see what else comes up in the overview. Nice deep breath. Here we go. The higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. A whisper of love for them on the path of true love for April 2020, so that they may come closer to mating with their own soul, being their own soulmate, so they can be a better soulmate to everyone else they are contracted to do that with. Ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. Now, I'm a Virgo. We don't do that often. But when I do it, I go to the gods first. Perfect love and perfect trust. By the Wiccan law, ye must in perfect love and perfect trust. Well, first of all, I'm not Wiccan anymore. Second of all, perfect love and perfect trust of the gods, the angels, the pantheons alone, because everybody else has bills and bad days. So I go there first, and then it's not like I'm expecting them to appear on my couch in solid body. Is what I call being Gary Renarded. Look it up to Spirits of the Universe. But then I trust that whatever comes to me through social media or a conversation, that what I need will be given. Ask and it is given, Abraham Hicks. So ask for help. My Sagittarians, what is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. And considering your connection with the divine here and this soulmate thing that you're in, certainly you can ask for help of your own soul, but that doesn't mean you can't reach out and ask a spiritual counselor like myself, a psychological counselor, or someone who's already a couple of steps ahead on the path of your choosing, right? You don't always have to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you just got to ask for help. So let's give you an overview, see what else pops, shall we? Magic clap. Ooh, that was a good one. You start with the priest archetype in the shadow attribute. Violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. The light attribute you're shooting for facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy, which we all are, but it's a process of alchemy, cleaning out that channel as we go. And the healing with the angels is talking about the soulmate here, so there's a real opportunity for the mating of your own soul. And certainly through your soul contracts, this is being facilitated and helped as well. Though we see in your element of fire, in the element spread, the Three of Pentacles, really wanting to get down to it, to get your fingers in the clay, to make sure you have all the constituent pieces that you need, or at least a solid foundation to do this kind of work, this kind of divine stuff going on in your life, ninth house Sagittarians that you are. And what you have is the card of the star. So beautiful. That higher vibrational guidance and grace, that higher power shining down upon you. That is really who we are. You are one with it, which is the point of mating with your soul, is to mate with the more divine aspect of yourself, integrating and healing the ego and the personality as it goes. Looking up what's on your mind here. Three of Flames, loyalty. Perhaps you really are thinking about making some changes in your life in terms of priority. Where does your ultimate loyalties lie? And then your secondary, your tertiary. Like what is your pecking order in terms of loyalty, of where you will put your fire, your will, your desire? There's a contemplation of that, and certainly in the times we're in now, that is not shocking. I think everybody's doing that to an extent, like your health is up there. And then we go in the emotional field here, the element of water, Six of Cups. compassion, that there's a real opportunity for healing and compassion here. And, you know, I'm reading Matt Kahn's new book, The Universe Always Has a Plan, 10 Golden Rules of Letting Go. And the first one is, you've done nothing wrong. From the soul's perspective, you've done nothing wrong. And even if we can hold that thought, that's an act of compassion towards ourselves. And once that becomes a little bit more stable within us, it's easier to extend that to others, at least silently at first. That everything that we do, all of our mistakes, are all part of a learning curve written into the quantum field. If we didn't make that mistake then, we would have made another one down the road, because in every moment, every decision, jumping up to that spirit card of the Lovers, that if the decision is not made now, it will be made later. Or if you decide to go left now, another quantum version goes right, another one goes forward, another one goes back. So really have that compassion for yourself, because your soul is saying this is a life-changing time. And I don't think I really need to go into detail about how that is so very true right now. That our decisions, sometimes maybe our choices, what appear like small choices, have the impact of life-changing decisions, right? That's the time we are in, high intensity, high stakes. That's why I think this card of infidelity, if it's not something that has already happened, it might be that thing of with loyalty, right? You have loyalty on your mind. If you haven't made any disloyal, dishonorable decisions yet, keep your eye on it for the month of April, that you are really asking, what would love do? What would my soul do? What would my higher self do? What would my divine self do? Really keep yourself in that place. This is a tricky time we are in, and that will help you cultivate courage, because in any given moment you always know exactly what to do. But are you being influenced by other people, places, and things? Perhaps the stress, the fear of this world that would lead you to be dishonorable, to go against your own soul, to go against your own honor code. Keeping in mind, even if you do that or have done that, there is this opportunity to heal. The soul understands. The soul says, yes, in order for you to take this journey, it couldn't have happened any other way. You haven't done anything wrong, and neither has anyone else. We are all souls in bodies. We are not egos. The egos are thought and belief overlays that possess us, control us, until we awaken from the dream of separation, which nothing like what we're going through right now to do that. So by all means, the higher self is saying, ask for help to help you cultivate that courage. What is it that you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need, because we are all in need of support in life as well as on the path of true love. And whether you ask for help from the divine, your higher power, from your soul, your higher self, your true being, a friend, a counselor, or even just in contemplation, meditation, going deep and saying, I don't even know what help I need, but I'm asking for help. Know that it will help you cultivate this courage, make this life-changing decision in alignment with your soul's highest wisdom in reality, as the priestess archetype that you are developing within you for April 2020. Well, that was a mouthful. And I think a worthy mouthful at that. Huge spiritual growth, quantum leapy kind of stuff here for you Sagittarians. So, you know, notch your arrow on your bow and get in there. I was going to say get out there, but get in there. Deeper in and higher up, right? The Chronicles of Narnia, the last book. Forget the name of it, but deeper in and higher up. That's what I remember from that book series that I read in high school. Deeper in and higher up. Take the journey. Your ascension is underway, and it's not about leaving your body or leaving your body behind or taking your body with you. It's about remembering who you are, making the choices and decisions that, and aligning your conduct, thank you very much, with the highest truth you are aware of. So may the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for April 2020, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may cultivate the courage, ask for help, and become who they were meant to be in this life, not just for their well-being, but for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment in the I almost said the description box. Comment in the comment section below, as I wish you, as I always do, the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love for April 2020 and beyond. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.